Hello, everyone. It's 7:45 a.m. 10/20/2020. So the reason I'm redoing this, I forgot to put the mic up. I had the mic way over here, talking to you guys like you're right here, and I should have had the mic here so you could hear. So, anyways, I'm going to try to edit the following video to turn out my volume. So if it sounds a little funny, because I had the mic like that. Sorry about that, but I'm too lazy to do it again. So I'm just going to edit. We'll see how it goes. Enjoy, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It is 7 a.m. It is 10/28/2021. Today I'm just going to talk about my first talk show. So I've been a pretty big fan of Matt Christian and Blonde, Beauty and the Beta. It's a pretty good show. It's a real good show. For what it is, for what they do, and I like Matt's analysis. He's a really good breakdown type of guy, breaking down events, politics, things of that nature. He does a great job. And of course, in everything, he's gotten better over time. I didn't want to get on a show and talk about what we talked about because, that wasn't the point. I had no real point. I kind of did it because, everybody knows I ran for governor back in 2020 because, what the hell. I just felt like I had to make some sort of statement about Jay Sleazy's fucking... Jay Sleazy. And so at that time, I'd never really... I didn't even know... I knew of Discord, but I didn't... I actually had to download a program, figure it out, kind of get the hang of it, just to get on his Wednesday's call-in show, which is what I want to do eventually. So it was actually kind of cool. Discord is a platform to use for that type of stuff. I'm not sure if I'd go with it, but Discord is a software program where you have chat rooms, kind of classical chat rooms where you can jump from one chat room to another type with certain rules. But when you're in there, it's like a Zoom call, right? Each room is an individual different Zoom call, but people can roam around and get into, if it's non-password. So it's a pretty cool deal. And so what you do is, to get there is, when I started, this was before they were randomizing the list. So for the longest time, it's been, hey, show up 10 minutes before the show starts. And when they open the gate, they'll take the first, they'll make the list as first come, first serve. And because it's a 2-hour show, you only get, so many, like 12 people in, or maybe 15, or, something like that, depending on, So I kept, I was late a couple times. I didn't quite know how to work, how to figure it out. Okay, roll call you up, type it in, blah, blah, blah. And then, so I didn't make it on during the campaign. I tried 2 or 3 weeks in a row. And they've got a moderator, a guy from Aussie, who moderates and helps people out and helps the newbies like me of Discord and stuff like that, kind of give them the feel, let them know when they're ready, stuff like that, when they hit the mute. Just a great guy. He's really hustling his ass to keep the show flowing really good. Of course, every good show's got to have some sort of a team behind it. And so so eventually they just started saying they've got such a big fan base that they just started randomizing the list. All right, so everybody gets there at 10 till, and you get in there, and then they'll randomize it, and so now you kind of maybe have a better chance of getting in there. I don't know. So, but like 8 fucking times, man, I missed the cut. I was too low on the list over and over and over again, and yesterday I just happened to see what time it was, and I thought, well, let me just give this a shot, because I wouldn't mind getting on there. And oh man, it went bad. It was so fucking bad. I got thrown off. I got thrown off a TV call show. Hung up on whatever you want to call it. But the great thing is when Matt threw me off the show, it threw me back down into the Discord server where everybody was hanging out. And, oh yeah, it was fun. They're like, what? You got kicked? I'm like, yeah, what the hell? And, so, Discords are fun. And Matt Matt Christensen and Blonde's Wednesday call-in shows Discord is real fun. Cause, I mean, I've hung out there like 8 or 9 times. It's always fun. It's, you gotta bring your, thick skin. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself and laugh at other people because it's a little bit raunchy, but really intellectual. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, so Matt Christian, the beta, and of course that's why he kicked me off. Because he's a beta. I mean, they're not lying. She's hot, and he's a beta, a really smart one, great dude, all that. But and if a beta can shut you up because you're alpha mailing him or whatever, or being stupid. He'll say I was just being stupid, but whatever. He threw me out. Okay, he couldn't do that in person. I'd whoop his fucking ass. Call me a liar, right? Fucking prick. No, I don't care. It's all right. So here's my take. Not that anybody cares, but years ago, how fucking long ago was Ferguson, right? So I've been watching the show for that long, since Mike Brown and Ferguson and all that. And at the time, I totally thought he was being not fair in his representation of the facts. He wasn't lying, right? See, he wasn't lying. He wasn't presenting false facts or but he was, I thought, being too generous, overlooking facts, not stating them, not presenting them. That gave nuance to the situation, right? And I really, because the left for a long time has lacked nuance. But in the extreme, though, and lacked honesty, and all these things are true, and it's a problem. But I take just a little issue with people who are calling out the left about nuance and being honest about what really was going on there and things of that nature, and then themselves falling for the same trap. Now here's people are human. Right? Humans are people. People are humans. Matt's a human, so he's a people. And people suffer from unconscious biases and other types of biases when they're watching an event or listening to a lecture or someone's statement. So this isn't necessarily an attack on Matt's intelligence or honesty, right? Because if it was dishonesty, it would be dishonesty. No, it's called bias. It's called unconscious bias. It's called confirmation bias. We're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. And I'm pretty sure Matt would admit that he's human, he's a person, and that he can be technically susceptible or guilty of those things because all humans are. Kind of like Sam Harris. You could probably get Sam to admit that he is human and a person of people, and therefore the things of human nature that we all suffer from, he too could suffer from because he's human. But except when you're trying to confront him on when he's suffering from him, he'll say, "Oh, but not on this," And so, of course, Matt felt pretty strongly about Ferguson, which everyone did. And he took a certain position, right? A certain thing happened. No, he was taking the position of, I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth. I just want to put my cock in hers, Blonde's. But he was taking the position that the shooting was justified because Mike Brown was over aggressive, well, totally aggressive, and blah blah blah. And I'm not saying that the shooting wasn't per se justified. My nuance is, yeah, but the cop could have handled it way better. And Matt's unwillingness to even broach the subject is what I take a small amount of issue with. But that was so long ago, and we all grow as in our craft. You know, we all grow in our ability to communicate the things we want to communicate. And so sometimes, though, you forget that you weren't quite as skilled at the things you were presenting back when. And so you don't revisit them, so you still might suffer from the blind eye you suffered from then, even though you might not suffer from it so much now. And this, and what I thought was funny is, you know, Matt's a cop lover, which, okay, you know, hey, everybody's got the drawbacks, right? I tend not to be, so I see things from a little bit different perspective. Is either one better off or right or whatever? You know, argue about that all you want. I'm just stating a fact. We differ. We come from a different starting point generally when it concerns police. But I differed with him before certain realities started becoming apparent. And we've seen more and more cop how do you say this? Because of the internet, because of phone cameras and stuff like that, and body cameras, we're starting to see that maybe cops are on the wrong side of justifiable, regardless of what the courts say. But you know that because it's all been kind of politicized. You know, and by the way, I'm not a defund the police guy. I never have been, not for a second. But that, you know, like George Floyd, at first, you know, might have looked excessive. Now we know it wasn't excessive at all. You know, but so like, it's not like me and Matt disagree a whole lot on a lot of things, right? Because like, there was that Arizona cop who in a hotel was telling that guy who happens to be white. I'm not saying Matt's racist, but he's got some tendencies. You know, this gung-ho Arizona cop, because of some fucking do-gooder saw a rifle in somebody's fucking window, called the cops. It was a pellet gun. The guy was a rodent exterminator or whatever, pest exterminator, and he had a total right to have it. Unfortunately, the wrong person saw it, called the cops. The riot squad shows up, and the cop was like, "Get down on the ground! Crawl towards me! Don't move your fucking..." And the guy was in tears, trying to comply in every fucking manner he could, and the motherfucker shot him anyways. Shot him anyways. So yeah, like, how's that justified? And by the way, the guy got off, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he got off. Like, how does that guy get off? Like, whoa. So there's instances where we can say, look, well, that's fucked up. That did happen, and they're saying that's justified. Then maybe our data and our system isn't the data set we should be representing as proof of cops' righteousness, right? Then there's the Whitmer case in the FBI. Then there's the FISA court in Trump. And then there's all these things that Beta Matt, who is a rule follower, right? He's a rule follower. That's what it is. He follows rules. That's why he's a beta. They don't break out of the bounds and break the rules. You know, like, he's probably vaccinated. I don't know, whatever. I don't know that for sure, but which I don't care. I'm just saying, you know, whatever. So the nuance. So anyways, I get on the show. That's not what I want to talk about, though. I was going to talk about. I don't know what the hell. That's probably the problem. I've never been on a talk show before. I just got on there. I was like, woo! I was kind of excited, and I probably didn't handle myself very well. Kept calling Blonde a cunt because, you know, she is. Probably could have left that out of there. But Matt was like, no, I want to talk about this thing, you know. like, I don't really want, but no, you don't. And so I started explaining to him, like, well, you leave out the fact that the white dude, whatever his name was, didn't follow police protocol, right? Didn't handle the situation as per police policy, and was known, had been reprimanded before for being what's called a lone wolf cop, right? And possibly, if he had handled the situation per policy, it's possible that that situation, Mike Brown isn't dead. And all I'm talking is nuance. I'm not saying Mike Brown's a fucking hero. I'm not saying Mike Brown didn't have it coming, because he was asking to get shot. The motherfucker was asking to get shot. I'm not saying he wasn't. But I'm of the opinion that, and I started saying, what? Like, he's an 18-year-old kid, man. His take lacks compassion or nuance. And I think that's a failing in that situation. To approach it, cops are great. The dude was asking for it, so we shouldn't even talk about how the white fucking cop fucked up and probably, was somewhat culpable in the death of Mike Brown. They won't even entertain it. And so what got me thrown off is he said I was being dishonest. I'm on that show giving my opinion about why I think his analysis wasn't quite up to par. I'm not refuting any facts, right? I'm not trying to. I wasn't even calling him a racist or anything. I wasn't putting anything in there. I was giving him my point of view about how he left out certain facts, because it is a fact that cop did go outside of police policy. It is a fact that he had been, and if you go back and watch his videos, he leaves those facts conveniently out of his analysis. And that's all I'm saying is I take a little issue with the fact that when he was presenting his side, that's called confirmation bias. If he didn't do it on purpose, if he wasn't trying to make the cop look like he was some sort of fucking hero, I think a more nuanced analysis would have included that this cop fucked up. He's a fucking putz. He shouldn't have been a cop. Not that it justifies any action by just... See, A and B does not equal C. Just because Michael Brown was wrong and had it coming doesn't mean the cop acted appropriately and should be exonerated, right? It's not, well, the cop was wrong, so Mike Brown's a hero and didn't deserve to die, right? It wasn't that. Because the cop was wrong, even though Mike Brown was asking for it, that means he's not guilty. No. The two aren't necessarily, that cop could be totally fucking handling the situation absolutely wrong, and Mike Brown could have been totally asking for the cop to shoot him at the same time, which means there's a shared responsibility. And I'm not even saying the cop should be civilly or he should be fired because his judgment on the job was poor, and he'd been reprimanded for that type of judgment before. He needs to be fired, and that's as far as I go with on that one. I don't think he should go to trial. I think he absolutely was acting as a white scared cop usually does when they fucking do something stupid and against policy. All right, I don't think it should be manslaughter. All right, so, but Lon and Matt are probably so used to I don't know what the deal is, right? But he said he wanted to talk about it, and he didn't want to talk about it. He didn't want to hear my point of view. And then when he called me dishonest, well, if we were in person, I probably would have fucking knocked the little bitch out. Unless he had a gun, and then we would, doing the Old West, drawdown or whatever. But he's a beta. But it's his show. I don't mind. I don't even mind. I think he's well within his rights to kick me off. Hey, it's your show, man. Okay, and I was, whatever. But spade is a spade, right? It was funny, and I still like his show. You should still check it out. I mean, I think what happened was he got married. He just had a kid. Congratulations, by the way. His wife's probably doing the analysis now, and that's why he sounds smarter now than he did then. Well, I can't just let him kick me off the fucking show and just not throw a couple jabs at him. No, it's a great show. His Discord's awesome. I'll still watch him, and I'm not even trying to harass him here, but certainly it gives me something to talk about, right? Yeah. Fucking blonde doesn't like Jordan B. Peterson. Oh, I'm the wrong fucking guy to have on right then, right? Because I was going to go on there, and I had no recent blonde fucking being a cunt problems. Because she's a fucking cunt. She says things just to be fucking hurtful, which is fine. I mean, it's like, all right, you're one of those fucking dumb cunts that are gorgeous and, principled. She is principled. I'm not, but, some of her principles are a little fucked up, which I'm okay with. Because she's consistent in her 5% fucked up principles. I mean, her principles are solid. I'm not, she's not a neo-Nazi. She's not a white supremacist. She's not any of those things. She's not, anything you might. She's just a kind of callous, heartless bitch. And all women kind of are. And she's just a little more aggressive, whatever. Yeah, so I don't have any problem. But I do take issue with some of her heartless shit she says, and so I'd be more than willing to say you're a fucking cunt, and I had no reason to call her a cunt until she started fucking dissing on my boy, right? Fucking dumb cunt. Yeah, like you guys are in the league with Jordan B. Peterson. You're not even in the fucking league. Goldie? Over Goldie? I mean, yeah, she's hot, pretty intelligent, pretty outgoing. But you guys are out of your league when you're condemning someone, and I'm not a fucking, well, maybe I am. But Jordan Peterson, is on a different landscape, on a different level of, what the fuck, you guys got a talk show. It's a great talk show. You're not out there writing fucking books, helping millions of people, all right? You got a fan club, they love you, okay, that's awesome. But you're not in the same spherical, even as smart as Matt's wife is, and writing his, analysis nowadays, you're still not on Jordan Peterson's fucking level. I don't know, I guess they're punching up, and sucking down, but, I don't know, I'm the wrong guy to start talking shit about Jordan B. Peterson, right? Maybe I'm dumb. I guess I watch a bunch of dumb people like Steven Pinker and them. I watch them all the time. I guess I'm fucking dumb. Whatever. Anyways, hey, Matt, blonde, love you. I know you're probably not going to watch this, which is, hey, that's life. But if you do, it's fun. I got nothing. You're a great show. Love you guys. I can love a cunt. I love cunts. I love pussy. I love cunts. I'm not so great on dick. I love mine. I'll stare at mine for hours like, oh, hi, how are you today? No, I'm fat for that. No. All right, so, I don't know, that's my little take on my excitement I had last night. Yeah, so, remember, check on the ones you love, check often, and watch Beauty and the Beta Sundays right out of Viva Fred Barnes after you watch my show in the morning. Have a good day, everyone.